Hello everyone, welcome to Ansari Brother Technology channel. In this video, we are giving explanation on Docker and its usage, how to install Docker on Windows, and Docker basic commands for working with images and container and running them. So let us begin. Basically, Docker has introduced the idea of containerization where it allows us to create software and distribute it differently. Application running in consistently in an environment which is provided by the container, which contains all the system library and the code that required to operate. Benefits of using Docker: consistency. Docker ensures that application run consistently across different environments, reducing the concept of it works only on my machine. Isolation. Containers are isolated from each other and the host system, preventing the conflicts between application and their dependency libraries. Portability. Containers can run on any system that supports Docker, making it easy to move applications between deployment and testing and production environment. Resource efficiency. Container shares the host system's operating system kernel, resulting less overhead compared to the traditional virtual machines. Rapid development. Dockers allow us to deploy applications quickly and efficiently, reducing the time it takes to get the development to production. Further, we will see the use cases which allows us to see where the Dockers are getting used. We can have different development environments where local machine is going to be used as Docker container and streamlining the process of development. CI/CD pipelines, we can create code builds and triggers the automation through Dockers. Microservice architecture, Docker is ideal building and managing in microservices as it required by customer, then we can run it. Scaling and load balancing, where the containers can easily be scaled up or scaled down depending on the loads on the images. Further, we will explore few different concepts that are basics to Docker. Images. A Docker image is a standalone executable file that includes code, runtime system libraries, and dependency necessary to run each piece of software. The created image is having set of instruction that are there, which is known as Docker file, which can be describe how the image is going to be created. Container. Instance of Docker images are container. So when a new image is getting created, it is an instance and it gets created as a container. Application can execute in isolation from the host system and other container and in their provided runtime environment. So this is the main reason where the conflicts doesn't arise between host system and the container application. We'll move ahead with the Docker Hub. Docker Hub is a cloud-based repository where Docker images can be stored, shared, and distributed. This is like multiple people working on one image and can have access to that image, and they can differently do some changes on each of the images. A Docker file, which has been previously referenced in the images, a script that is used with the set of instruction for creating a Docker image. So this is the main file where we write some codes that is actually going to be executed in Docker container for creating a Docker image. Anyone with the Docker file may reproduce the exact same image and with the same dependency setup, enabling reproducible build. Finally, we are moving ahead with the Docker engine, which is the core component of Docker that manages containers and its images. It includes the Docker daemon, which runs as a background service and manages the container image and network and even storage. We can access them by command line tool of any operating system. So to summarize everything, whatever we have seen till now, Docker is a application which uses containerization for all package applications and their dependency to execute in an isolated environment. It provides us with the benefits of consistency, portability, efficiency, and scalability, which is becoming a modern popular choice for software development and deployment workflows. We are demonstrating the installation of Docker on Windows using Docker Desktop. To download Docker Desktop, open browser and search Docker Desktop. From the official Docker website, download the Docker Desktop for Windows. Once download complete, go to download folder and start installation. While installations begin, through the installation process, press OK and continue the installation. It will take some time to get installed into the system. As the installation process going on, I would like to tell about Docker Desktop. Docker Desktop is one-click install application for a Mac, Linux, or Windows environment that lets us build, share, and run containerized application and microservices. It streamlines both deployment and infrastructure management. That further helps us in any code deployment, development on production environments. Mm. So when installation gets complete, it will ask us to close and restart. When you click on close and restart, system will be rebooted. Once the system rebooted, you will find Docker service agreement. So click on accept and continue. If you encounter WSL versioning error, like we have one, you can start resolve this error by opening the command prompt and typing the command which is mentioned over there. Once this WSL system gets updated, Docker restart the Docker application. So when you restart the Docker application, it will get initialized and Docker engine will be ready for future use. We are going to demonstrate you the Docker basic command using terminal. For these commands to get executed in your system, you need to have Docker Desktop installed and up and running. So when you start Docker Desktop, you will find this screen where Docker Desktop is started in the system. You can see the containers and the images where here nothing is installed. So you can see the startup screen of the container and the images. So we are going to start with the basic commands that are there for pulling the images in the system and running them so that their container can be created. So you just need to start the command prompt, and as you see there is no images installed. So we are going to first pull one image which we are using here. We are using Docker. For demonstration purpose, we are using MongoDB image. So we need to write the exact image name. So we are using Docker pull Bitnami MongoDB. So when you hit enter, it will start pulling the MongoDB image, and it will first download and then it will create an image for that. As you can see, the downloading has happened, and as soon as the downloading get completes, it will start. So we can see that our MongoDB image has been downloaded and it is ready for use. So we'll see our Docker list of images where you can use Docker image command to see the images list. Here we can see we have got only one image that is there. Now we are going to run this image. So we need to write command docker run and the image name. So we need to write Bitnami Mongo MongoDB. So once you see when we hit enter, the image started to run, and there will be a container created for this image. So here the MongoDB image has been running over here in one particular container. So we are going to stop this, terminate this by pressing Control C. Now as you can see, when we press Control C, it is started to shutting down. Now we will see the same image running in daemon mode. So to run in daemon mode, you need to type the command docker run -d, that represent daemon, and the name of the image. So when it start running in daemon mode, it just only display as the container ID. Now we know that it is running inside the container, so we can see the list of containers where the image is running. So we need to write docker ps command that will show us the container details. Now we have run this image twice. Once it was running earlier, then we press Ctrl C. After that, we have started this image in a daemon mode. So we are going to see, if you want to see all the list of all container, you can write docker ps -a. That will show you the list of all container in the system. So as you can see, this was exited a minute ago, and this was started just 45 seconds ago. So you can see the earlier status was 17 second. Now it is 45 second. Now we will go ahead and execute one of the command of MongoDB in the container. So we need to know the container ID. So container ID will be used to track the container. So we need to use the container ID for executing all command in the command line. So I'm just copying it. I selected and I press enter because I'm using Windows command prompt. So here the copy paste feature is little different. So I pressed enter after selecting it. Now I'm going to write the command to execute the MongoDB command. So docker exec then -it and the container ID. So I'm pasting it by pressing the right click and then it got pasted. The one which is running container ID, I pasted it there. Then I will write the command. So when we executed the mongod hyphen version, so this command is getting executed inside this container with the help of docker execute command. So this is how we have seen till now. Now we'll see further more commands related to Docker. As you saw that we just got the container ID when we started running this image in a daemon mode. So we can see few things related to logs. So we can type command docker logs and the container ID. And when you press enter, you will be able to see all the logs that are hidden in the container. Okay. After this, we will see some more command. Now we can stop this container. So we can write docker stop and the container ID. So as soon as I hit enter, the running container gets stopped. So we can see the docker ps command to list the stop container. So you can see we need to use -a because we can see all the container at a time. So you can see that one is exited 4 minutes ago and one is exited 13 seconds ago. So we just stopped it. Again, we can start that container by using docker start and the container ID. As I earlier mentioned, this container ID is uniquely used for individual containers. So we have to use the same container ID for starting, stopping, and seeing the log and all. Okay. Now we will see the docker ps command one more time. Now if you see docker ps, you will be able to see only the container which is running right now. And if you see docker ps -a, you will be able to see all the instances of container. So here one and there is another one. After that, we can see if suppose you need to restart the container. So you can use the command restart instead of using stop and start. You can use one command which is there in Docker. So Docker restart and the container ID. So we cannot restart the one which is stopped. We have to restart the one which is running. So I'm going to use the same container ID which I have been copied and then we are going to see the thing. So see it is again restarted. So when you are going to see again the docker ps command, ps -a hyphen you can see the one after restart, it was started just 12 seconds ago. Now, these are the basic things related to Docker where you can pull an image, run that image either in normal mode or daemon mode, and then you can see the log. You can see how many containers are running stopped with the help of Docker PS and all. Now we are just going to complete this by removing the Docker container first and then image. So to remove any existing container, you need to write docker remove and the container ID. So you can see now why it is giving us this error, because we are trying to remove the one which is already running. So first we need to stop the container and then we have to remove. So we will remove the one which is already stopped. So I'm going to copy this and then I'm going to write docker rm the newly copied container ID, which is the second container. So when I did that, so it removed from the system and it shows us the same container ID. Now we will see the docker ps command with my -a option. So we can see there is only one container which is there and it is running with means like it is up about a minute. So first we are going to stop this container. So I'm going to copy this again and write docker stop the container ID. So when it gets stopped, then I can remove it. So I will write docker rm and the same container ID. Now this is also removed. We can check using docker ps -a, where we can see this list is an empty list. So the container has been removed. Now I would like to show you over here. See, when we pulled one image Bitnami MongoDB, so it entry is showing over here. The container has been gone. Earlier it was getting showed over here. Now we'll remove this image, but from command prompt. You can also remove this image from here, but we will be focusing today how to remove it from command prompt. So we are writing docker image. The command is docker image rm and then image name. So this is how we have removed the image also. Now when we go to dashboard, we'll be able to see nothing as startup page. There is nothing in the image, neither nothing in the container. So I hope you have been through this video and you have understood all the basic commands related to Docker and related to managing the containers and its images. Thanks for watching with us. Do like, share and subscribe. Stay tuned for more video. Thank you.